Salut, salut, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien. Je suis la Reine Dieu, bienvenue sur ma chaîne. I am the Hoodoo Queen. Welcome to my channel. And this is How to Prosperity Lamp Conjuration. But before we get into tonight's class, and I said podcast, but I would need to then do my introduction, which I guess I can do later actually, surrounding this. So we'll do it later. We'll do the intro to that later, I suppose. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Stephanie. Loved Up, Kenny, Amanda, Marquise, Mary. Hello, Peter. Hello, everybody. Marissa. Welcome, bienvenue. Carmen, bienvenue. Tiana. Bonsoir, la reine ou ma reine, pas madame. Mais bonsoir. Hello, Violette. Hello, Renaissance. Vous-même, pardon. Bonjour, Edie. Salut, salut. Comment vas-tu? So, I do hope everyone is wonderful and great this evening. I hope that the storm is doing well by everybody. C'est merci beaucoup. C'est pas problème. Ce n'est pas problème, Diana. Mais merci. D'accord. So, bonjour Isaac, pardon, bonsoir Isaac, bonsoir, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien, bien sûr, merci. Comment ça va? We are here this evening to discuss how to create your prosperity lamps, how to work your prosperity lamps. If you do not know, we do have our September community service, which is our triple lamp reset community service. This is a huge community service in the fact that we are providing things we haven't provided before, in addition to all the perks that come with the super bundle. So again, the September community service is available now. The link is over in the description box. With the super bundle, you get a custom kerosene lamp. You get your exclusive your prosperity lamp oil. There's a Zoom class. And so this is a correction. The Zoom class was supposed to be on Monday. However, due to some personal things and professional things that I have to do, we have to move the Zoom to Sunday night at 8 p.m. I will be making a correction on that and posting it everywhere. So on Sunday evening, this Sunday evening on the 29th, we will in fact be doing the community service. The last chance to get this community service will be Sunday at 6 p.m. Okay? 6 p.m. The Zoom link will go out at 7 p.m. All right? With the super bundle, you will also get your October classes, which I'm super excited about because it first comes with our Gede, the Ancestors and Graveyard Spirits class, including education on honoring Voodoo, the Gede, the Ancestors, and introduction to the Graveyard Spirits. Spirits you may not be familiar with. We then go straight into our Spirit Doll class, which will be held on October 30th. Also, it says the last day to sign up is September 13th. That is incorrect. That is October 13th. October 13th is the last day to sign up for these classes individually. But if you get the full super bundle, you automatically are paying for that. Everything is automatically included. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, Sunday is the last day to sign up for our Working Ritual Weekend, our 3-day event, which is Lifting the Veil, Sunset Spirit Soiree, our psychic unlock, mediumship unlock, and purification ritual, and Sunset Riverboat Cruise. This is a 3-day event at a state park. We are in cabins. We are in the middle of nature. We are doing all the things. Y'all just get ready. We will be sending out an email, hopefully the start of this week, the start of next week, so that you all are able to know all the things that you need to know about coming here to Mobile and what to expect and what is expected as well. Okay? Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Lilian Sims. Hello, Peter. Got mine. Très bien, Peter. Signed up for the super bundle. So excited. And so, for everybody that does not know and don't really quite understand, and as I mentioned, we're doing things that we have not done before, but things that are necessary. Because as I mentioned to you all are elevating, you're developing very, very well and on time. Y'all aren't rushing. I want to know this. I need to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And you're doing it organically and you're becoming solid in your ashe and solid in your spiritual faith, which is what this is about when it comes to empowering you. So it's important for me to educate you further. And for that reason, everyone will be receiving their own custom kerosene, prosperity kerosene, and your custom oil. So you're going to go with this if you get the super bundle, okay? So the super bundle comes with this and your oil. Let me make this part very clear. A conditioning oil, which I don't have any near me, I don't believe. Your conditioning oils are not the same as your lamp oils. They are conjured and curated differently. So everybody literally will be receiving a custom prosperity lamp and your prosperity lamp oil with the super bundle in addition to all of the classes and those things. So you may say, well, Queen, tonight, how is tonight going to be any different than your than what's happening on Monday? Well, the difference is tonight we're going to generalize your how to work with your oils and your lamp specifically. In the class on Monday, I am going to make it very clear on the multiple spells that you can do with your lamp, how to cultivate, how to work different parts in creating. And again, when we talk about things being prosperous, this means that things are working in our favor. My money is prosperous. I am having there's my relationship is growing in the right way or whatever. Listen here. I'll be able to tell you how to also create situations to separate things. So let us immediately just get into the conversation of understanding the importance of a lamp and a kerosene lamp. See, the reality is when you're dealing with a candle, this candle goes out and it's done, right? That working is complete. A lamp allows you to do steady work. Speaking of steady work, my dear Beaver. So for example, there's multiple ways to do steady works, but a lamp allows you to keep work going. Now, what you will see, and people will start to, you will start seeing on the TikTok, people start talking about lamps once they come through this video, and now they have new content to go off of. But the reality is we have always worked lamps. We did not always work kerosene lamps. And I have to make that part very clear because if you watch the Witches of Atlanta, their second episode, I'm talking about specifically a store in Denver, Colorado, and this particular establishment reached the same conversation when they were asking me about appropriation of hoodoo, was telling me that Jews were influential in hoodoo, and that's the reason we have lamps. No, you little idiot, that is not correct. We use kerosene lamps because it's what was available. It's what was available. It's not what was, it was not something that changed hoodoo. We have always created lamps. We've always made traditional lamps. We use a variety of things. My institute students know all about that because we talk about that element in the institute class, right? But we've always used lamps, but it has not always been kerosene lamps. But when we no longer could do what we needed to do in our privacy, and I needed to work you, I'm going to work with what you gave me. Okay? I'm going to work with what you gave me, and I'm going to work you with what you gave me. So, yes, because you think that I'm dumb, and now you taking away my tools. See what you were so confused about, yes, little idiot, sweet little idiot. You did not think to understand that I just need a container. I just need a vessel. I don't care what it is. So you haven't stopped me because I could not use this element or this vessel. And now, more importantly, I have been able to do things in a way where you will be able to catch me even if you wanted to. All right. Now, it's one thing to work a kerosene lamp in your privacy. It's another thing to work your lamp in public, right? I still do the lamp inside of the gourd like you taught us at the Working Ritual Weekend. Speaking of traditional lamps, as you should, and it's that time of the year again. Should I do an impromptu lamp class at the Working Ritual Weekend? That sounds like a vibe. That sounds like a vibe. Thanks for reminding me. So, the thing is, when it comes to your working your kerosene lamp, we had the ability to actually work you in right in the daylight, broad daylight, point blank period. And a part of that is understanding that, and one of the main things that a lot of people don't know, which is the concealing of the work. Which is why, yes. Hello, Coach how are you? How are you doing? With Jews, what do Jews have to do with lamps? She had a conversation with a Jewish conjurer who lives in Texas, well known with Catherine Ironwood and all of them, with Lucky Mojo. And Catherine herself is also Jewish. And here's the reality of it. Jews use lamps within their religious practices anyways, okay? But even when you start looking into Kabbalah and Jewish folk magic, it's that way. Because you have people like, you have appropriators who are all, well, the first start of the heaviest public online appropriators coming from that community create books that says Jews influence hoodoo by using lamps. And so now people think that, oh, Jews gave this to hoodoo, indigenous gave this to hoodoo. And as an indigenous person, I'm here to tell you, who's an indigenous person who also grew up in a family of royalty and hoodoo, I'm here to tell you the medicine, and as in the herbalism, the root work was influenced by indigenous. The magic, no. But when it came to plants and things that we did not know, that's where we were able to work together and to learn. Because we brought things over, but there were a lot of things that we did not know. A lot of things that we also had to become accustomed to these spirits for holistic healing. But let them tell it from that particular company, Asians gave this, and Indians from India gave that, and the Nordic gave this, and so forth and so on, and da 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 da. All right, so all of that mess. So you have these years, decades of information saying that this is what hoodoo is, and it isn't. And so we were having the conversation about appropriation with the establishment in Denver, Colorado, and she was like, well, Professor so-and-so educated us in saying that these lamps were given to hoodoo in this way. It influenced hoodoo in that way. And it's like, and I was like, no, that's not. In fact, I let her go with it because I already saw she felt strong. She felt wrong. She felt strong, but wrong about her statement. She didn't feel wrong about it, but she was very strong with it. So I was like, this will become an argument. So I just didn't say anything. I let her go with it. And so that being said, it was a conversation about appropriation. But like, for example, whenever we had the conversation with Witch Mama and Brooklyn on the Witches of Atlanta podcast, I talk about how things is interesting, how, oh my goodness, the 7 sons for Appalachian, Ashe and Magic, and how that is interesting that there is a correlation, not saying that it comes from, but it for example, Appalachian Magic didn't influence hoodoo or the African diaspora by saying the 7th son or the 7 sons of the 7 sons are is some of the influence the African diaspora, and nor did the African diaspora influence Appalachian folk magic. But what is interesting is in traditional Yoruba religion, you find that the anointing is of the sons, the paternal lineage. And I was like, it's interesting that that's a thing. But it's also interesting that we, as magical people, use bottles. It doesn't mean that the European, like witch bottles, we didn't do witch bottles, but we did use our jars and other containers. So containers were things. So so there are things that people want to try to make into things that aren't true. But anyways, but then again, as I did mention, like on the podcast, America and even the America South just has its own magic. I said, now at this point, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, orange, pink, or purple. You come to Mobile or Louisiana or the South, not even that. The Carolinas, all across the Southeast, you go to these old towns, every porch is painted blue on the ceiling because it's a Southern staple now. And so to be honest, the African diaspora has a very heavy influence in Southern culture, blues, rock, all of those things, jazz, the foods, etc., what you consider slave food yesterday is now a delicacy in the savannah, you know. But you know, is that thing. But anyways, the point here is this is, I mean, again, facts. These are the facts. Blue bottles, and like even Witch Mama's that putting out her bottles, that was a West African thing that has become a Southern staple, you know. And so there's that, right? But anyways, when we are talking about the points here, remembering everybody that is doing the big bundle will be receiving their lamp. Understanding that we do, yes, indeed, raise the price of chitterlings and oxtails. Listen, it's crazy. It's price gouging, of course. Shay May said, why is it for Black folks we never had anything until it's given to us, but then take the things we have and repackage it as their own. Well, it's literally no different than taking Black people, repackaging them, and as property, reselling it. I mean, it is literally the beginning of what you call America, and so especially American South. And I say that as a person again who comes from a family who was a part of a deep, heavy thread woven in the South from the beginning of America. And it's just truly one of those things. But moving forward, when we're talking about our prosperity lamps, hello. When we're talking about our prosperity lamps here, and we are talking about doing the work, right? We were able to work because we took what you gave us and worked you. We took your Bible and worked you. Okay? The Bible did not make hoodoo, but we used the Bible as a tool to work you. We had the magic. We just needed your spells. I will plant you by the river, and you shall not be moved. You can make somebody say what they don't want to be and use those words. Okay? So just as much as you think it's a prayer to hold a family together or to keep somebody together, it's the same prayer, same petition you use to keep somebody in a space where they cannot be moved. You have bound them. That is a binding. I'm going to take the 7 of spades and nail it down at the riverside. All of those things. All of those things. Very easily done. So the fact that you have given us kerosene lamps, okay, and this is where, again, things get very interesting because, again, it's one thing to work things in your private spaces. It's another thing to work things in public. Get hired first, scents and fragrances, and let me figure out where you work. We can plant you and hoard you in the ground right there at the job. Okay. So a very easy way I'm going to do just number 1, some prosperity working here with your lamps. The first thing that we can use is nutmeg. Using nutmeg, placing it in here with your lamp, with your kerosene oil, whatever your burning oil is, you can put into here. Now, the reality is, if I was an enslaved person, this is why, again, hoodoo is hoodoo. We could not do this in this way. All right? Because you would be caught. You would be seen, and this is not right. Which is why we would grind things down to a powder. This is why many of you end up scammed, because you're buying all of the pretty things, all the flowers floating around. Trust me, it's going to start being sold. All the flowers, all the things in there. You're going to see it. Guarantee it. Put that in the Bible and take that to the bank. All right? If I was using a powder in this lamp, okay, now that's white. If I were to put some solution in here, it would dissolve. You wouldn't see it. And also, there's a lot more than I normally would use. That's way too much. Normally, I'm going to use as much that can go under my pinky. So In fact, let me show you what that looks like, okay? I have just enough to go under my nail. Remember, that's always the tell-all sign. I'll place that in there. You can't really see. I don't know if it's on that side. Oh, that's the light. I was like, now I know there's not there's not that much sugar in there. But so that's what you would do. All right. And see, I'm surprised he don't have a turducken on top of the doggone lamps, on top of the candles, Marcel. A whole turducken, a turkey, chicken, a duck. Turkey, duck, and chicken kind of deal. And so I got your summoning and controlling powder going to work it tonight. Good job, as you should. I'm going to go back to some of these other things up here. Guided Butterfly Queen, aside from your fixed products, can I use sunflower, olive oil in a lamp, or does it have to be kerosene? No, olive oil, sunflower oil, those are all doable. And that is my next point, actually. And you're going to quickly see that when it comes to this, because were they using kerosene at that time, or were they using olive oil or sunflower oil? Because when you use an actual lamp oil that has been infused, it needs to match the color of the oil that you're using. Now, if you're doing things privately and it doesn't match, it's fine. If you, in fact, are utilizing nutmeg, right? And that's in there, it's fine. But you need to conceal the bottom with aluminum foil. And sometimes we didn't use aluminum foil, or we use aluminum foil, but then we would decorate it with cloth. We would take cloth and put around it so you could not see the spirits, but you can continue to work the lamp. Chrissy Gaines, is there a difference between hoodoo and southern regions? I'm from Mississippi Delta, mostly Baptist people right up the Mississippi River. But I read so many people speak on book, I've read so many books that speak of Catholic or New Orleans. I'm assuming that's you mean NO. So first and foremost, Catholicism has nothing to do with hoodoo, and it has nothing to do with voodoo or voodoo either. Catholicism, the saints were used to mask the religion, but the saints were not used in voodoo. The Bible was a mask to hide hoodoo. The reason you have your spiritual possessions and things in church, the laying of the hands, is called the same thing in hoodoo. All of these things. Yes, everyone, please give this video a thumbs up, please. We got 64 people here, 64 thumbs up. Okay? Thank y'all so very much for reminding the people. So there's that. The holidays hid different ceremonial days and sacred days, etc. Okay? But the Bible nor Catholicism have anything to do with the magics of sorts. Now, when you ask the question, are there differences between hoodoo across the Southeast? Yes, and it's not the differences of hoodoo, it's the difference of African American conjuring. So here in especially Mississippi Delta, you're going to be dealing with grigri and obia with splashes of hoodoo. Here in like Mobile, and the Gulf over this way is going to be grigri, obia, and hoodoo. You go further north, you're going to be dealing with strictly hoodoo. The more inland you go, you deal with more hoodoo. When you start going over to the east, to the Carolinas and the Sea Islands, you are dealing with juju. And a lot of times people, again, don't understand the differences between this, but one, it is the people that were dropped off. What creates Grigri? This is your Senegamian. Okay? Obia. You're dealing with some more of your West African tribes, okay? Your Fang, etc. Some of your Congolese, really heavy there, all right? Whereas when you look in your East Coast, it's more Yoruba. So this is definitely more your Igbo people, which is where the JoJo comes from. Then turns to Juju, all right? In addition to that, there are herbs, spirits, plants, animals on the East Coast, on the sea coast, that are different than those in the Gulf Coast, which makes it different as well. There are certain things that you're not going to find here in hoodoo in the Gulf that you're going to find in juju in the Sea Islands, etc. Okay. You do find obia in Jamaica, but you also find it heavy in the Gulf Coast. But again, I am of a Caribbean descent from Jamaica, but so obia is like in my line. My second or third great grandfather was an obia man. So, who married Queen Dolly. So you have obia, and then you have this indigenous blood as well, and hoodoo. And that's how you end up with me, kind of deal, a couple of generations later. So that's how that goes. But even so, and again, it's about conjuring. So even with Eurocentric conjure, you have your hill folk or granny magic in your Appalachian spaces. You also hear faith healing in that space. You also hear faith healing here in the Gulf as well, and all through Louisiana and all the way into Texas too. That's a term that you will find. But then you also go further north into your almost at New England areas and whatever else, and you start looking at Pennsylvania Dutch conjuration, which is different because of region, etc. But it's a Eurocentric way of conjuring here in the Americas too. Okay. So Chrissy, Shata ancestry, Shata. So we still have the flies, as I was talking to you all, Choctaw. So again, that has nothing to do with Grigri or Obia at all. And that would be your indigenous medicines. And when we say medicine in the indigenous way, this is spiritual working in addition to herbal medicine as well. So that has nothing to do with Grigri. It has nothing to do with Obia either. And again, I always tell each of you, when it comes to your own magic, and especially when you are in the African diaspora, look to your blood first. That's going to give you a clearer indication of where you want to maybe concentrate, learn, or even expose yourself to. Stay tuned for some really nice things they have coming up. All right, so there's that. Now, so as we go back into the conversation of the oils, so how this is fashion makes a difference. You will pour this oil into your in your lamp with whatever oil you decide to use, right? Whatever oil you decide to use. And that's just me generalizing it. On Sunday at 8 p.m., I want to remind everybody, I'm moving the I'm moving the community service Zoom to Sunday at 8 p.m. instead of Monday at 8 p.m. On Sunday at 8 p.m., I'm going to tell you about how to work the lamp. Because right now, we're doing a fixed oil. I'm not telling you how to work the lamp. There's a difference. But that's what the super bundle is for. So we will get into that on Sunday, but you'll pour your oil into the lamp. Once you pour your oil into the lamp, allow your wick to become saturated. And then this goes back into knowing the flame. Do you know the language of the flame? I said when I all right, well, so first of all, Christy, let me communicate. I am not to be addressed as babe. Votre grâce, your grace, your majesty, or queen. I do need for many of you all to understand that too, because some people I think get a little bit don't know. But je répète, je suis la reine de corps imperial millimeters de la livre. I am the Hoodoo Queen of the Imperial Court millimeters de la livre, actual royalty. So addressing me as such is very important, because even if I do not address you, if you are in the presence of other royals, they absolutely will. So, no, I understand. I said when you were talking about your indigenous ancestry, but I was saying I want to learn about Grigri Obeah, knowing. Oh yes, understood. And because you are from the Mississippi Delta, Grigri especially heavy on the G with Grigri. Heavy on the G with Grigri, okay? And let me make this point clear as well too. A lot of people, and this is why that disrespect in the diaspora is so rampant. A lot of people put a whole lot of things. Oh, Marie Laveau, she was a voodoo queen. She did not even practice voodoo. She practiced Grigri. It's okay, Christy. That's why I educate. That's why I don't get upset or offended at all to any capacity. But I don't get offended because I know some people don't know and they're new. But people have been in my space with other royals and have been reprimanded for hold up kind of deal. And so I try to educate ahead of time in case you are in my physical space with other royals or high holding spiritual leaders, etc. So she practiced Grigri. She did not practice voodoo. All right. Marie Laveau II, her daughter, was affiliated with New Orleans voodoo, which was different than Haitian voodoo. And that is because, and let me let y'all know this very clear as well, because a lot of people think that, oh my goodness, they brought, the Haitians brought the voodoo over to America. Wrong. Voodoo was already here. Dahomey, Mobile is the sister city to Benin, which is where Vodun is from. Vodun, the Radanation, was here before the first Haitians ever came to America. When the Haitians came over, they brought the Patron Nation. Because already here in the Gulf Coast, voodoo here in Mobile was already prevalent. It was prevalent in the Gulf in general, mainly because it was a Catholic origin, and we were able still to hide our workings behind the saints. That's why, and this is going to get a whole lot of flack. Fight me in the comments, but it is what it is. That's why a lot of people give like Zora Neale Hurston a whole lot of, oh yes, Zora Neale Hurston. But the thing about it is, Zora Neale Hurston, she was a guest in the house of Vodun and Vodou, etc. Which is why when you read her books and she talks about the hoodoo and the juju and the root workings of the Gulf Coast, it sounds like a lot of the appropriators, because she started, first and foremost, the fact that she says that using the essence of citronelle was a clear sign they did not give her the real ingredient. Okay. And then the statements of using of the saints as saints and not communicating that the saints were Loa or Orisha, depending on where she was. Was she an incredible, unmatched African folklorist and historian? 100% will not deny that. But when you read the information, I'm like, that's not. But then everyone goes running out to the Home Depot and the Lowe's, and you go grabbing your citronella plants, or you're grabbing your citronelle essential oils, etc., and all of those things. And it's like, I'm gonna let you have it, kind of deal. And so, I mean, who am I to, stop you from being out here being wrong and strong, being tamed. Bon dia et bonjour. I'm Louisiana. Haitian ancestors. Oui, absolument. Yes, Gabriel. And Gabriel is not one of these ones on here that say the stuff. Gabriel, on a regular basis, shows their ancestry and the connections and all of those things. So no lies detected there. I am very certain that their words are true. So there's that. But the point moving forward is talking about the flame. Just like everybody wants to, oh my goodness, Queen, my 7-day candle burn black. Well, was the wick leaning towards the glass? Yes, ma'am. What does that mean? It's called a deficient candle. And the black part of the glass is called burnt. Okay? There's no magical correspondence to your burnt, about to be broke glass. Queen, it broke. It's called combustion because it's too hot. So I understand that it seems quite spiritual. But where I'm from, we call it science. Imagine that. Science. So that's the reality of it. And it's the same with your lamps. If your wick is too high, your flame will be too strong, and your glass. Oh, merci beaucoup, Dr. Stephanie. You were too kind. Thank you for your super sticker. If your wick is too high, it will burn your glass. So you have to put a little oil in your vessel, keeping your lamp trimmed and burned. Put a little oil in your vessel, keeping your lamp trimmed and burned. Okay, it is literally that thing. All right, it's literally that thing. Keeping the oil in your vessel, constant work. Keeping your lamp trimmed, keeping that wick trimmed, but burning. Like I said, we use what you gave us for us. What you thought would bury us allowed us to thrive. So it's very important to understand that. So keeping your wick trimmed and watching it. Now, if this was a different week, and these weeks are really going to tell you a lot, okay? Because these weeks that you're going to get, you're going to see here, is cotton and they are frayed at the ends. Do you have one flame, two flames, or three flames? One, things are good. Two, things have separated. Three, the crown of success. On Monday, I'm going to teach you how to make a crown of success prosperity lamp, regardless of the week that you have. Okay? Period. But that only comes, not Monday, Sunday night at 8. Don't be late. I'm moving the community service time to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Last time to get the community service will be on Sunday at 6 p.m. So just be aware of that. Four Crows Together just tells you that you need protection. It's a warning. It's not a bad thing. Go buckle up, Buttercup, get a helmet. So the Triple Lamp Community Service is available now. The link is over in the description box. There are, I think, plenty of these left. I don't know how long it'll be though. I think maybe half of them are gone. So there's a few there. I also got to remind you all, remember, you can separate your community service payments into 4 easy payments with PayPal. Okay? You can separate it into 4 easy payments. So don't feel that you can't afford it. I promise you, you absolutely can. Choose that option to pay those installments so you can get that done. So, but it comes with this. It comes with your oil. It also comes with the classes, your October classes, starting with our Gede, Honor the Ancestors, Introduction to Graveyard Spirits. And when I say Introduction to Graveyard Spirits, I am talking about things that you don't know and that I have not discussed. In addition to the Spirit Dog class is about to be it's going to be one of those that's going to change you. I don't know if and when I will teach. I haven't taught a dog class in a year anyways, but I don't know that I will teach this class again for maybe a couple of years, just because it's a heavy one and it's more advanced. Both of these 2 classes, this one and this one, is higher education. All right, higher conjuration education. The last date, if you don't want to do the community services, you can buy these individually, still separate your payments into 4 easy payments. But it is deadline to sign up for these is October 13th, not September 13th. Okay. So yeah, so almost half of them have been purchased. Thank you so very much, Cameron, for the thing. This is a free class from the Hoodoo Queen herself. 31 likes and yes, please. Again, that's the thing about it. I know that people come and watch. People go and use and practice, and they're blessed. But it is so difficult just to give a thumbs up, give recognition, give acknowledgement, give appreciation. It's not that difficult. Again, I'm not out here hustling. I'm not here forcing you to. I'm not trying to scare you into doing anything. But again, being appreciated doesn't cost you a thing. It truly doesn't. So thank you all so very much. So this dog class is going to be so much fun. Oh yes, thank you so very much. Random question: is it 4 Crows Together? I don't want to miss all the questions here. Okay. Yes. So that's it. That's really it. Again, I just want to remind you all that Sunday at 8 p.m. we're doing the class, not on Monday. I will repeat that again. I'll make a post about it, and all of that jazz. And I want to say thank you also very much for each of you that actually tell you these flies, y'all. My mom did reach out to me. There was one death, but there's still more flies. So there's another one that is coming. Um, there's another one that is coming for certain. But I wanted to just take a moment and to say how appreciative I am as I'm reaching over to my other page real quick, how appreciative I am for you all that went to my personal YouTube page and really enjoyed the um, immunity video. That was a huge. I found it to be a huge success in my opinion. It's only what 246 views, but in 19 comments, I take that as a huge success. Um, and I am very appreciative for that. And so I want to just share that link again with you all if you don't mind. And I am working on more content like that for you all. But that's where you're going to find the root working of it all, where I am doing more of that and really just teaching you how, or assisting you, giving you ideas on how to build a home in that regards. So I just put that link below for those. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for the quick education about my region too. No. Oh, my dear Chrissy, you're fine. You're perfectly okay. Again, you don't know. I can't be upset about anything that you don't know. And you're not the only one. You're not the only new person here. So those experiences are needed. They're not negative. They're necessary. So don't worry. You're just fine. You're just fine. Many blessings to all of you. I will see you all on Sunday twice. You will see me at 2 p.m. and then you will see me at 8 p.m. for the class. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of your evening. Merci. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the page. It's okay, Javon. We know. Oui, oui, de rien, de rien. Je t'en prie. Je t'en prie. Merci, merci beaucoup. D'accord. Bonne soirée.